or not.
Mm.
Not really. It's insane.
Mine doesn't work.
I'm not sure. Hey guys, can you see us? Yep, it seems, yeah. Are we online?
Mine doesn't work.
Okay, thanks Jessica. Okay, so my story was when I was 21, and I had.
But the problem is not only with VPN, probably the weather
I'm not sure.
influences. Mine doesn't work.
So when I was 21, I was on a tour, a European tour. Like we went on a bus to Portugal, to Lisbon, which is like 3 or 4 days away, driving all the time from Kiev. So we went on the bus, and it was like a very huge and very hard road. But when you're 21, it's okay, of course. And over there, it was. Okay, guys, it wasn't my birthday, right? It was my New Year party. Okay, yeah, definitely. But so it was like a small celebration in a group of people who came, and I was like an old teenager, but still a rebel in heart. So it wasn't for me, and this crazy celebration of a New Year party was that I just. Went outside right in the midnight, or like a few minutes before the new year came, and was sitting alone on the pavement with a glass of wine or something, and was listening to the music on my headphones. So it was like one crazy celebration of the new year, and another one we had also with Christina together in a train. So we went on a trip in Ukraine, from Kiev to the most western point, the Chapati region, to Uzhhorod, and we departed in New Year night. So spent the night with our friend, two of our friends, right? Or three?
I guess 3.
Yeah.
But it was not about actually visiting Uzhhorod. The idea was just to spend New Year's night in the train. We just wanted to have such kind of experience, and it was a really nice experience. Victorian was asking whose birthday is going to come, and it's Jane's birthday on the next.
I'm turning 37 years.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Like everyone probably, and everybody of you, we feel much younger than sometimes we are. But okay.
Just recently I told to one of my lovely friends who is together here with us now that like I feel being 25. I stuck in that age. And even though I'm already turning 35 this year, but I still feel being 25. Yeah.
What about work situations over there? So the main thing right now that on the front line there are like several destinations. One of which is Kherson region, is occupied Kherson, which is the only regional center, like the capital of the region, which Russian army was able to occupy, and they definitely want to keep it, and want to annex it as they did with Crimea. So, and the other region, like the major region, is the Donbass region. So right now they are regrouping their forces because everybody's talking about Ukrainian counter-attack on Kherson. So Russia is moving some forces from Donbass, where they attacked previously, to Kherson. So this week was about moving the forces, and we are waiting for something to happen during next few days. It could be an attack from Russia again to the same Kherson region, to other cities over there, or it could be a counterattack of Ukrainian forces to regain Kherson or other regions. So it's going to be a big question, because right now it was this rotation of forces both from Ukraine and from Russia. But mainly, like, so many people and experts are talking that Putin wants to freeze this war at least for half a year. He wants to do that just to reconsider and regain the power for his forces, and during this time simultaneously, like, make some pseudo referendums and to annex these parts which are already taken. So afterwards, he's gonna threat the world and Ukraine with nuclear attacks, as the nuclear doctrine of Russia clearly says that they can use nuclear power weapon to protect their lands. So if they annex some lands of Ukraine right now and will make them a part of Russia, they will protect them using nuclear power. So this is not what we want, of course. Nobody wants to have this freezing conflict. Nobody wants to live in a state of war forever. So that is why Ukraine is asking for more and more weapons. We ask our allies around the world to arm Ukraine. We need right now these systems, MLSR systems, multi-rocket launch systems, and also jet flies and also tanks, because those things are needed to counterattack. And we're still waiting. Probably we are getting something, but not enough. So next few months will show whether we have this potential and whether we have enough weapon power right now to counterattack. Because if not, it could be frozen, which will not be good for us, of course.
It will not be good for the whole world, actually, as you've already told that. Yeah, so not that many news, but enough time to analyze the overall situation as for now. And the further we go, the more we understand what kind of a nightmare are these times we are going through. How crazy is the world, and how crazy is that some people like that can threat really the whole world.
Yeah. Also, we continue to study our courses of social media marketing for me and narrative design, storytelling for games for Christina. So it's very interesting, and we're getting a lot of fun and knowledge, of course, and we're enjoying this. Especially, I think, Christina, because digital marketing was not my direct specialization, but I was in it for a lot of years somehow. But Christina is an absolutely new field for her.
It's not that new, because I know much about storytelling, but
games.
But in case with games, it's a bit different. And what is special about my education is that it's full of inspiration. Simran asks, how do you spend your day-to-day life at the moment, sending you lots of strengths.
Thank you, Simran.
Simran, it's kind of hard to tell you like our schedule, because each day is very different. All these alerts, they can influence at times This happens to me that I cannot fall asleep till 6 a.m. And this means that next day you will wake up very late. So each day is very different from each other. This is what actually differs life during the war from the normal life. You don't have a schedule, you don't have any stability.
Yeah. So like your routine is ruined, and it's almost impossible, hardly possible to restore it. So you just live
You
in.
cannot plan anything in this kind of situation.
I mean, you of course do something, you do plan, but it's like we'll see how it's go, whether it's gonna be possible to do some stuff or not. But normally, we go to bed very late. We study a lot before the bed, like night time, and sometimes we are like talking to our friends. We have calls with people.
Yesterday,
or
I had.
like you had yesterday. But like this routine is kind of different routine if to compare with what we had before the war, of course.
Yeah, but in few words, of course, we regularly spend some time for Chapati, for walking her,
Absolutely.
for petting her, for feeding her, treating her. We study almost each day. We talk to each other. We watch some analytics on YouTube.
Reading some news.
Yeah.
It's about me. I do read news all the time.
And now I spend quite a lot of time just keeping the house in clean and tidy. Yes. I'm planting some herbs, and this is something which stabilizes me at the moment. Yeah, so I spent more time cleaning the house and cooking probably than I used to do that before. Because before the war started, we had quite a good financial situation, and we could afford to buy some food from not restaurants, but from
Cafes.
like cafes.
Deliveries.
Yeah. We very often used delivery of food, but of course now in the times when we almost have no income, our only income is our adorable patrons who help us to survive during these days. So of course now I have to cook on my own. I have to invent some new dishes because I buy the cheapest food, and I try to do my best to make good dishes out of the cheapest products. And it takes kind of a lot of time. Yeah, so
But you're successful in that, definitely.
I do my best. Yeah, so I've turned to a real housewife during these times. Yeah.
But you study. It's important. Jessica's asking, has Western Ukraine been attacked at all throughout the war? So it wasn't attacked by land, but it was multiple times attacked with missiles. I'd say that few dozens of missiles hit different regions of Western Ukraine and destroyed some buildings. But I mean, in terms of country, Ukraine is a huge country. You can say that it's not somehow like intact. I mean, when you destroy the city of Mariupol completely, when you destroy the majorities of buildings, or at least damage the majority of buildings in cities like Irpin, when there are some neighborhoods of Kharkiv is totally destroyed, like the home for many hundred thousands people, they don't have it right now. So I mean, this is the real nightmares of war. And comparing to that, of course, Western Ukraine is not suffer on like dozens of buildings. It's of course hundreds of lives, but it's not that terrible as it is in eastern parts and southern parts. So it's just different. Luckily, they were attacked by land.
Radhika is asking, what jobs did you have before the war? Are you still working? No, we lost all possibilities to work because Eugene has kind of a specialization which is not needed during the war times. He's a marketing specialist.
Specialize in directly on strategic marketing, which means the strategy of brands and creating brands, rebranding businesses. So like when the market is uprising, right, many companies want to build a strategy, they want a brand or something, but during the wartime everybody wants to survive. So any businesses existing and working right now in Ukraine, they can't afford thinking about the strategy for a peaceful time,
and of
for
course
brand.
they cannot think about strategy because strategy is something about planning, while during war times you cannot plan. And of course they don't have budget for
so they are thinking
marketing.
about like tactics, how to survive during the war, how to gain any positive balance, any income. So it's not the right time to like make a strategy. It sometimes it is, but it's so difficult just to come up with that for people to start to think about the strategy.
Yeah, and what is the funniest is that, like, it's not funny at all. Eugene had to start his dream job in March. Why it's a dream job? Because he had to become a marketing specialist in the net of casinos, the most worldwide presented casinos. So it's a really great brand, and he had. His boss is an amazing person. I guess Eugene fell in love with him from the very first sight because that's a guy who is 20 years older, than you, I guess. But he inspired Eugene so much, like a kind of a mentor. And what was the most amazing thing about everything is that Eugene had to work offline for half a year while the casino was just opening in Ukraine. But his boss knew that he's going to move to Spain, and he was absolutely fine with that, telling that, okay, I will need you here for half a year, and then you can continue working online. So it was really like one of the best lucks to find this kind of job. But the casino could not open. You know why? Because the war has started in Ukraine. So Eugene didn't get this job. And like my biggest job was assisting Eugene in marketing, because like I'm kind of creative person, and being together for already so many years, 14 years, we are a couple, and we'll have 10 years of marriage anniversary very soon. So
in 2 weeks.
Yeah, so after all this time, of course, I started to understand much about marketing too. I've listened to some courses together with Eugene. While he was listening courses, I was just sitting close and taking all this information too. So, like, my main job was to help Eugene in all the projects he had. I usually took like the creative part of everything, while Eugene was more about analyzing, analytics. Yeah, and I was trying to write some stories. I still have one frozen project which I dream to recover someday. It's a fictional book about Chapati's adventures. Hope that someday I will totally recover, find inspiration, and continue this job. Oh wow, Eugene, that job sounded so perfect. I'm so sorry.
Thank you, Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie.
It did sound perfect.
Yeah, and by the way, I almost found my job of a narrative designer. I had to go for how that's called? Interview. I had to go to a job interview on 25th of February, and I was almost sure that I will have this job because actually the boss of the company was the one to present me to the narrative designer, and I was going to be a kind of helper of narrative designer.
It was just like a trainee or intern job, but
that was an amazing possibility because that's the greatest game development studio in Ukraine, and having such an experience, I could easily then find job in any company. But after the war has started, their investor first told that they cannot take new people. It was his rule. But after a few months, these investors stopped paying money to them because he found it really risky
to invest in
Ukrainian business. So they are having huge troubles now too. They have to find 64 millions in order to.
They just need a new investor or somehow to solve the problem they have. They don't have financing anymore. So that's.
So actually, even with this few small stories, you may see that everybody suffers here. Like any kind of business, any industry, all have their troubles, and the unemployment in Ukraine now is shocking, really shocking.
Absolutely.
So we should check if we have any more questions. Radhika, do you miss travel blogging and traveling with Chapati? Yes, I can start crying after this question because like traveling was something very special to me. It's like the moments when you feel your life fully like never any other moment. I mean, this was amazing times. I miss them.
But it's naturally when you are in a country which is in a state of war, which was brutally attacked, of course you miss anything normal, especially all the warmest memories and warmest places and the best people you ever met in your life. Of course they appear in front of your eyes when you struggle and suffer these brutalities of war.
Yeah, at times I can end up my evening watching some pictures from that previous life and crying um, realizing how happy I was before. I never knew that I was so happy before this war has
Okay,
started.
this went the wrong way because I mean we are hoping to win. We know that we're gonna win this war. So we need to do something. We need to be positive. We need to be sure about our army, our government. We know that our allies around the world will support us. So we are staying strong. But of course, sometimes sentiments of like losing your life you live before, all these travels, all these salaries, projects, of course it's difficult. But I mean, what can we do? We need to fight for our own future. It's the only way. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna call Chapati and we're gonna talk to her. So please stay here. I'm gonna be back.
Yeah, I become very sentimental when I start to think about the previous life and everything we had. I really believe that we will turn this joyful life back. But
Go there.
we need some time for that, and this time is not the best time.
Oh, take care. Okay, guys. Chapati was sleeping. Probably she's not the happiest dog right now. Being on the balcony, very tiny. Okay, so the picture of happy family.
And the most loveliest babe ever. Yep. Who is the best baby? Chapati is the one.
Sleepy girl.
Okay, guys, I think that we're gonna end the stream for today. We will meet you definitely next Sunday in a week, and we'll try to get live on Saturday. It's not gonna be a scheduled stream, it's gonna be like a stream from the phone, a real simple one, just to show you how we celebrate my birthday with our friends. And also stay tuned for Chapati's post. I'm sure we're gonna post next week, so please be there.
I had to post it today, but something went wrong. Hope that tomorrow I will do that.
Thank you guys, thank you for being with us, thank you for supporting us, for donating us. It's what we do need right now, as we don't have any income, and your donation just help us to survive. Thank you,
Thank you so much for
love you
being
guys,
with us.
and see you soon.
See you.
Chappy, I just want to switch off.